Bless up, y'all. This is King Kevin in the building. How you doing? Hope all is well and great with you and your families, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and financially. Now, today I got a treat for you all. A lot of people ask me, I don't even know how long I've been asked this question, way before I became an author. How is it that I can remain so positive when things are so negative around me? So today we're going to talk about how to deflect and not absorb other people's negative energy. Not just from people, but just the atmosphere as well can be negative. Because sometimes our environments could be conducive for success or conducive for failure. I'm going to teach you guys how to be on the more success side. Now, rule number one. One of the most important things to remember when you're dealing with people that are negative and you know they're negative or possibly evil. There are evil people out there. There are evil eyes out there watching you all the time, which goes to the eye gate. In my second book, Seven Types of Queens, King Desire, I talk about how when women, especially in medieval times, and even before then, but in Europe, when a woman would get married, her husband-to-be would be on her right side and she's on the left side. And when she's walking down the aisle, the father's on the right, the bride is on the left. And then he pass on to the groom. And the whole time she has a veil cover her eyes. And I remember asking myself, I wonder what's the purpose for having that veil over their eyes, and then the man takes off the veil and she looks directly at him. And the reason that is because they believe that there were evil eyes, that there were demons and curses that can be, projected to someone. If they catch you, looking into their eyes, they can steal their soul. As a matter of fact, the Kemetans, which is the original name of Egypt, all black Egypt, today's definitely not the same Egypt, whole other story and conversation. They believe that the eyes were the seat of the soul. So if someone can steal your soul, in essence, they have captured you. Now you're in bondage with them. So when you're dealing with people that you may perceive to be, evil or negative, try not to look them directly in the eyes, because it is supposedly, I've heard this theory a couple of times from different master teachers and from books, that it takes about 3 seconds to catch eye contact with somebody until there's a channel created between you two, like a bridge. So if you aren't mindful and you give this person eye contact and they have evil intentions, they can somewhat take advantage of you, because now you're in a vulnerable point. Some people may not believe in this and may think it's hocus pocus, but believe me, people have been wearing veils to cover their eyes for thousands of years. And when the husband, back to the medieval times, when the groom takes off the veil from the woman's eyes, it's a ceremony, it's a ritual, which states that I am now your protector and I will protect you from any evil that may be out there, especially amongst the crowd here in the wedding. Because, women would get, to this day right now, women will get stolen, from a tribe or wherever she is, if there's another suitor that wants her, or get kidnapped. So that does still happen to this day. I can't say the name exactly where in Africa that tradition still goes on. I believe it's in Kush, land of Ethiopia. As a matter of fact, it does happen. I remember watching a documentary. Ethiopia is one of the countries, well, of course, parts, not all of Ethiopia, which is in the eastern part of Africa, right under Kemet and in the whole Nubia land. All right, so be careful with your mind gate. Be mindful. Whether you believe it or not, do not let someone have eye contact with you if you don't have intentions of communicating with them. As a matter of fact, when you're out there, when I used to be, the man out there in the streets, and when I go to an event or a club or whatever case may be, networking, and I meet a woman that I like, I do my best to make sure I have eye contact with her, so she can see my smile, for one, and two, I can get a kind of vibration of where she at. So she looks at me and smiles, and then I know I have a great chance of continuing some sort of conversation, when our eyes touch. So eyes can't touch, even though they don't physically touch, they do touch in the spiritual realm. And everything happens in the spiritual realm. All right, enough of the eye part, but definitely be mindful of that. Now, we have 5 senses, right? Or some people call it gates or portals. The eyes is one of them, the ears, the nose, the taste, the touch, So I look at these as portals because they actually create a bridge to where you can communicate with someone, where there's positive or negative communication. Another way people transfer negative energy, and you need to learn to deflect that, is definitely ears. Someone's talking crazy, talking negative. You want to ignore that. You want to not pay them attention by listening to them. Remove yourself, because through that ear gate, that ear portal, they can actually spew curses on you. Back in the day, when someone hated or had an enemy, what they would do is they would tell that person, verbally speak to that person and tell them, or their whole clan, the whole tribe, the whole army, whatever, they would tell them, may you be in the same position you were last year. May you and your family don't grow. May your crops, get rotten, or don't seek and get any sun. So they would say these things, which were very negative, and actually they were cantations, and trying to, spew a curse, poisonous curse, toxic energy. All of that is a curse. So that they were actually given that. They were saying it, and it was powerful. Words are powerful. Words aren't letters in a book. You know what I'm saying? Words on a piece of paper. Words create symbols and images. Subconsciously, our brain picks it up. And once our brain picks it up, ladies and gentlemen, whether we are conscious of it or not, it starts the wheel spinning in our heads. And then we either act or we don't act upon what we just heard or what we just read. So be mindful not to listen to people talking crazy to you. Recently, I was in Atlanta. I live in Atlanta, but I was in downtown Atlanta, and this guy on the street was trying to talk to me into buying something from him. And I was telling him, no, I'm good, brother, because the area where he was trying to present whatever he was trying to sell to me, it was kind of like, dark and dingy. So it could have been a possibility of a robbery, or just whatever. You don't know what people's minds are at. You really don't know, especially today's, and condolences. I didn't say this early in the video, but my condolences go to the families, the people who just shot and killed in Indianapolis. This happened, I want to say, Friday night. There's a mass shooting, man. So, moment of peace, moment of silence for them. May God be with them. Amen. It's like you don't know what people's intentions are. We really, really don't know. And this guy was trying to talk to me to buy these things from him, and I kind of, deflected him. Was like, no, I'm good, buddy. And I kind of walked away, and then he said something crazy, and I heard him. Anybody who know me, me. I work out. I don't work out just to be looking good and sexy. I work out to put a hurting on somebody if I have to defend myself. So I'm looking for situations to use these muscles, but not in that sense, because he could have literally drawn me into his world. He almost did, because he was very disrespectful. And I'm like, what? He was cursing me out and things like that, but I didn't allow, I kind of deflected that. Like a matador, the matadors who have the towels, the red towels or cloth, and have the bulls come running at them. The red bull, those bulls are negative energy. That red towel represents you. So what you got to do is you got to move to the side, deflect them. You know what I'm saying? You got to deflect that negative energy. Let it go by. Let it go by, especially in the road rage. I just watched a movie called Unhinged, right? And Russell Crowe stars in this movie where he, does this whole road rage episodes, in this movie, and he's going straight crazy because this lady straight disrespected him on the road, and he felt like he had the right to do what he was doing. And she was smart. She would just apologize to the man. Hey, I'm sorry about that. And let his negative energy continue going where it was going, just away from me. Okay, that's the thing. You allow people to pull you into their world, now they got you to do whatever they want to do. You know, whether it's to ruin your day or ruin your life forever. You know what I'm saying? And so it's never worth it to be out there on the road and honking the horns loud and crazy and curse people out, throwing birds, this and that. Because some people are literally crazy. You just don't know what they are going through or what their intentions are. So you have people look at, you know, negative energy is just a cliche. But negative energy comes with evil spirits. And that's the part I want you guys to really catch. Think, all right? So I only gave you guys 2 ways, but there'll be more videos. And before I go, you know, I only gave 2 ways to avoid negative energy from people, right? But before I leave, I want to tell you a few things that I do, because I couldn't leave you guys just high and dry. Okay, so what can I do on a regular basis to keep my energy up, my positive energy vibrations up? Simple. Now, what I'm wearing on me right now